So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the top 5 tips along with some bonus tips to improve your aim and to get that aimbot-like aim we all want. Alright, so starting out with tip number 1, and guys, these tips are in no particular order, but we're going to start out with remaining calm. When I mean that is so many times when you get yourself into certain situations, and I know this happens to you because it used to happen to me, you tense up. I don't want you guys to tense up. I want you guys to be consciously aware of being nice and calm and still. Don't always tense up when you get into a high engaging gunfight, or you're actually in a gun battle, or you're on a long streak. Remain calm, and I know that is super hard to do, but it's something you gotta practice. Remain calm, don't tense up, and I guarantee you, you will stay more on target. The more you are able to have it come naturally, you're aiming naturally, then the better you will do. Now, going into tip number 2 is so many new players, they get caught sprinting. You do not want to get caught sprinting. I'm going to have a link down in the description below of my movement guide, and it's basically going to teach you how to slide cancel on PC and how to do it effectively. You do not want to get caught, like I said, sprinting, because there's a millisecond delay, a couple milliseconds delay, where you cannot shoot. How many times have you guys died when you were sprinting? Or you seen an enemy and you wanted to shoot, but you couldn't shoot because you were sprinting, and they just had the one upper hand on you. Always being ready to shoot is key. Don't always sprint around corners. Play smart and objectively. Tip number 3. Positioning is key. In every single one of my aimbot videos or people that I review on their aim, they have really good positioning. If you want to get multiple clips and make it look like you have aimbot-like aim, you need to position yourself and set up yourself in order to where the enemy is not shooting at you. And that comes from, here's tip number 4, map knowledge and knowing where the hotspots on the map are. When you are playing a map over and over and over again, you start learning the hotspots where people like to camp, certain routes people like to take, and certain timings. If you can understand that, you can go to places where they are not going to be looking at you and you can just shoot them from the side. It's super easy, and really that's all it comes down to, taking out multiple targets that are not looking at you. This goes into tip number 5. Play the game a ton. Go into the game at first just for having fun. It's good and all, but you want to get better and you want to have that aimbot-like game. You need to go into the game and be consciously aware of certain things. Good players are always trying to improve. When they die, they want to know, okay, how can I get better from that death? How do I not make that happen again? When you get yourself into certain situations, how do I beat that situation? And that just comes from playing the game, like I said, over and over, and learning how certain mistakes that you make and how to beat those mistakes. So many times do people just go in and die and they don't think, oh, how did I die? Oh, how can I beat that? You need to be consciously aware of how to beat certain situations, and the only way you are going to be able to get better is to get into those certain situations. And this just comes by playing the game over and over, having fun while you're playing it, and trying to always constantly improve. I'm going to throw a bonus tip in here. Tip number 6. Have a good sensitivity for you, whether that be on a 400 DPI, a 800 DPI. Choose the right DPI that you want, and when it comes to DPI, that just comes in from the menu setting, how fast you like to move your cursor or your crosshair. I personally like how at 800 DPI feels. When you go into in-game settings, when it comes to aiming, your aiming sensitivity, that is where you personally fit it for you. Now you notice a lot of good players, they usually play on an 800 DPI, a 7 in-game sensitivity, all the way up to about 11 sensitivity, not DPI sensitivity. In-game sensitivity, they play from a 7 to like 11. Now, if you play on a 400, that'll be like on a 14, all the way up to like a 17. Anywhere in between there. Find the sensitivity that is comfortable for you. I play on an 800 8 DPI, or 800 DPI 8 in-game sense, and it is really comfortable for me. It's not that I looked at other people and I said, oh hey, this guy plays on the sensitivity and he's really good at it, I'm gonna try it. No, play on something that is comfortable for you and that you can control. Bonus tip number 7 or 8, forgot what we're on, but know the recoil of guns. Knowing the recoil of your weapon really helps you when it comes to flicking. And this is something that Kovacs will not teach you, because you have weapon sway and you have recoil. You could flick fine, but if you can't control the recoil while flicking, you are going to have problems. So you need to be able to control the recoil, and Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War has predictable recoil. So just playing with the gun, knowing the recoil of the gun or of the weapon and how certain attachments affect that, makes it a lot easier to flick on the people when you know the recoil. That way you can have no attachments on a gun, or have less recoil reducing attachments and focus on more speed attachments if you can control the recoil. So I hope you guys learned something new in this video. Always remember to stay blessed and stay humble, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Peace.